Now the next sutta is Anguttara Nikaya 10.11. The Buddha said, complete in 5 factors, monks, a monk who follows after and resorts to the lodging place, which is complete in 5 factors, in no long time, by destroying the asavas, realizes in this same visible existence the release by mind, the release by wisdom, thoroughly comprehending it of himself, and having attained it, abides therein. I stop here for a while. So here the Buddha is saying that a monk should have 5 factors, and then he should stay in a lodging place, a dwelling, which also has another 5 factors. Then he can attain the liberation by mind and liberation by wisdom. So these are very important conditions. If a monk wants to attain liberation or end a round of rebirths, these are the factors that he should know. Just now I didn't mention, by destroying the asavas. Asavas here they translate as cankers. Asavas, I think a better translation is uncontrolled mental outflows. The mind flows, because literally asavas means outflows. And mental outflows means even the consciousness flowing. It's because the consciousness keeps flowing and flowing. That is why the whole world is created in our consciousness. So when the asavas are destroyed, the mind doesn't flow anymore, then the world doesn't arise in consciousness, and that's the end of samsara, the round of rebirths. And then the Buddha continued, how is a monk complete in 5 factors? Herein, a monk is a believer, or a monk has faith. He believes he is that exalted one, Arahant, Sammasambuddha, perfect in knowledge and practice, a wayfarer, a world knower, trainer unsurpassed of men to be trained, teacher of devas and mankind, awakened one, exalted one. So this is the first factor. The monk has to have faith that the Buddha is enlightened. Then, moreover, he is little troubled by sickness and disease. He is furnished with digestive power, not too hot or too cold, but even and suitable for striving. Number 3, he is honest, no deceiver. He is one who shows himself as he really is to the teacher, to his discerning companions in the holy life. Number 4, he dwells resolute in energy, ever striving to abandon bad qualities, stout and strong to acquire good qualities, not shirking the burden in good qualities. Number 5, he is a man of wisdom, possessed of wisdom, foreseeing the rise and fall of things, wisdom that is Aryan, penetrating, going on to the utter destruction of ill. In this way, a monk is complete in 5 factors. And how is one's lodging place complete in 5 factors? Herein, monks, a lodging place is not too far and not too near, but suitable for coming and going. By day, not frequented. By night, quiet and undisturbed by noise. Not plagued with contact of flies, mosquitoes, wind, rain and creeping things. Moreover, for one dwelling in such a lodging place, the supply of robes and alms food, of bed and lodging, comforts in sickness and medicaments comes about with little trouble. Further, in that lodging place dwell elder monks who have heard much, who are versed in the sayings, who know the teachings thoroughly, who know the monastic discipline and summaries by heart. Consorting with them from time to time, he inquires of them and questions them thus, how is this, your reverence? What is the meaning of this? Those worthies then open up to him what was sealed, make clear what was obscure, and on diverse doubtful points of doctrine they resolve his doubts. that monks is how one's lodging place is complete in 5 factors. Indeed, monks, complete in 5 factors. A monk who follows after and resorts to the lodging place, complete also in 5 factors. In no long time, by destroying the asavas, realizes in the same visible existence the release by mind, the release by wisdom, thoroughly comprehending it of himself, and having attained it, abides therein. That's the end of the sutta. So, the 5 factors a monk should have is that he must have faith that the Buddha is enlightened. Number 2, he must be healthy and strong, not sickly, so that he can strive energetically. Number 3, he must be honest to his teacher and to his companions. He must not be the type of person who's always hiding his bad qualities. He must show himself as he really is to his teacher, to his companions, so that they can help him by criticizing him. We can only improve if we are willing to change ourselves. If we are not willing to change ourselves, we can never improve. That is why this is important. We must not hide our bad qualities. We must let others know so that they can criticize us. Then, number 4, that monk must be energetic in striving to abandon his bad qualities and to acquire good qualities. Then number 5, he must have wisdom to be able to see how things arise and pass away, how things in this world all arise and pass away, that there is nothing stable in this world, nothing we can hold on to. Everything has to arise and pass away. So these are the 5 qualities that monk must personally have. Then he must stay in a place which has another 5 qualities. Firstly, that lodging place must be a suitable place. For a monk, like a forest monastery is very good. If a monk has stayed in the forest by himself alone, he'll find that if you stay in the forest by yourself alone, sometimes you are disturbed by insects. Sometimes the place where you're sleeping, you might be sleeping on top of an ant nest. In the middle of the night, you get bitten by ants all over and you can't even see properly. So, sometimes you sleep on the ground in the forest, a snake might come and crawl into where you're sleeping. So all these things could disturb you. But if you sleep in a kuti, in a hut, in a forest hut, then you can practice much better. That's why the forest monasteries are very suitable for striving, because it has these qualities. It's not too far, not too near, and not too many people come during the daytime. At night it's quiet, etc. Then the second quality, the monk must be able to get the supply of requisites, food, robes, medicines, and a proper dwelling place. So these must be suitable. Number 3, that place where he stays should have elder monks who have heard much. Elder monks means theras or thero. That refers to a monk who has taken the higher ordination at least 10 years or more. And here he says the elder monks must be those who have heard much. That means those who are very familiar with the suttas. Why doesn't he mention those elder monks who are very good in meditation? Here, this is more important. If the monk is very familiar with the suttas, then he has right view. And if he has right view, he can bring the other younger monks to have right view. And right view is the most important factor in the Noble Eightfold Path. And that's why it is put as the first factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. Only when you attain right view have you entered the Noble Eightfold Path. And you have not attained right view, you have not entered the Noble Eightfold Path. Also, a person who has attained right view, he is already an Arya. In the suttas, a person with right view is an Arya. So, once you are an Arya, then you are already secure, you are safe, you never fall into the woeful plains again. It's only a matter of time before that Arya will become liberated. That's why it's very important to be familiar with the suttas. That's why if the monastery has senior monks who are much learned, who know the suttas very well, and discipline also Vinaya very well, then they can teach the younger monks to have right view. So there's the third condition. And the fourth one, that monk must ask those senior monks what he doesn't understand. He inquires questions about doubtful points of the Dhamma and Vinaya. And number 5, those monks must be willing to resolve his doubts by answering him, guiding him in the Dhamma and Vinaya. So these are the 5 important conditions. The first 5 important conditions that the monk must have: firstly, he must have faith in the enlightenment of the Buddha. Number 2, he must be strong and healthy so that he can strive. For example, if you stay alone in the forest, for a monk to stay alone in the forest, he has to stand the cold. Sometimes you sleep on the bare floor. The floor can be very cold. Sometimes you sleep in a cave, you can have a wind blowing. You're not strong enough, you cannot stand. And sometimes you go and beg for the food. Sometimes you might get food that does not suit you. Sometimes you may not get enough food. So if your body is not strong, you cannot stand all these things. So that monk has to be strong. Then number 3, he has to be honest. Show himself as he really is to his teacher and to his companions so that he can get guidance. Then number 4, he must be willing to strive, energetic in striving. And number 5, he must have a certain amount of wisdom to attain insight. So these are the 5 personal factors that he should have. Then the other 5 factors, he should stay in a lodging place which is suitable, which is quiet and undisturbed by not too many people come to disturb, not too far, not too near, etc. And number 2, the requisites that are necessary, food, robes, etc., he can get easily. Number 3, the dwelling place should have elder monks who are much learned in the Dhamma and Vinaya, so can guide him in the Dhamma and Vinaya. Number 4, he should be able to ask them about Dhamma and Vinaya. Number 5, they must be willing to help him overcome all his doubts and all his questions. So these are the 5. And the next sutta is 10.13. The Buddha said, there are these 10 fetters, monks. Fetters is the translation for Samyojana. And these fetters are things that bind us to the world. It's like in Chinese, I think the translation is so. It's like a so. It's like a something that Hokkien so tao. So what are the 10 fetters? The 5 fetters leading to the lower world and the 5 leading to the higher world. And what monks are the 5 leading to the lower world? The first one is Sakkaya Ditthi. Here they put the view of an individual group But nowadays, some of the newer translations, they put the view of a personality view. But I prefer to translate it as the view of a body being, or a being in the body. I'll explain this afterwards. Second one is Vichikicha, skeptical doubt. Number 3 is Silabata Paramasa, clinging to rules and rituals. Number 4 is Kama Raga, sensual desire or sensual craving. And number 5 is Vyapada or Vyapada, ill will or malevolence. These are the 5 leading to the lower world. And what are the 5 leading to the higher world? The first one is Rupa Raga, craving for fine material existence. The second one is Arupa Raga, craving for immaterial existence. Number 3 is Mana, conceit. Number 4 is Udacha, restlessness. Number 5 is Avijja, ignorance. These are the 5 fetters leading to the higher world. What do you mean by 5 fetters leading to the lower world? That means they lead us to the sensual realm or desire realm. The desire realm is the realm where sensual desire or lust pervades. All beings have this sensual lust. So the first factor is Sakaya Ditti. Sakaya Ditti, if you translate as personality view, personality view is like a view of a self, But then, according to the suttas, when a person attains Sotapanna, the first fruition, first fruit Arya, he has already destroyed Sakaya Ditti. He has destroyed Sakaya Ditti, but he still has a self. Only the Arahant does not have a self. Even up to Anagami, they still have a self. So, this cannot be something like a view of a self. To me, the view of a body being is probably more correct, because Sakaya could be made out of 2 words, Satta and Kaya. Satta is being, Kaya is body. Why I say this? Because in some other sutta, the Buddha said, it is easier for a person to see that this body is not the self. It is very hard for us to see that there is no self even in the mind. So, to see that the body is not the self is easier. Hence, I think that a Sotapanna could see that this body is not the self. Although for most people, most ordinary people, Putujanas, they think that this body is the self. So that is why I think that the Sakaya Ditti means that you can see that this body is not the self, but you still have a self, even though you are an Arya, a Sotapanna, or a Sakadagami or Anagamin. So, this Sakaya Ditti is seeing that this body is associated with the self. But when you break this, then you see that the body is not the self. The second one is Vichikicha, skeptical doubt, having doubt about the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Doubting that the Buddha is enlightened, doubting that the Dhamma is the true teachings, and having doubt about the Sangha, having doubt about the training, having doubt whether this is wholesome or what is wholesome, what is unwholesome, having doubt whether this is the proper path to walk or this is not the proper path to walk, etc. Only when a person has some understanding of the Dhamma, then he has no more doubt about the Dhamma. Then the third one is Sila Bhatta Paramasa. So you notice the first word is Sila. Sila Bhatta Paramasa. So this is clinging to rules and rituals. So even rules, you could cling to it. So that is why the Buddha said in some other sutta that the Dhamma Vinaya is for us to cross over on the other shore. Suppose you needed to cross over to the other shore, on the other bank, so you make a boat or something, and once you have crossed over, you don't still carry the boat on your head, and you put the boat down and you walk without the boat. So what the Buddha is saying is that rules and rituals has a certain purpose. So we must know what is the purpose of the rules and rituals and don't cling to it. If you cling to it, then it becomes a show, making a show of it, instead of understanding what it is for. And then the fourth one is Kama Raga, sensual craving or sensual lust. The fifth one is Vyapada, ill will or malevolence. And these are the 5 factors that bring us to the lower world, the world of sensual desire, the desire realm. And then the 5 higher factors. The first one is craving for fine material existence, Rupa Raga. Rupa refers to the form realm, the realm where those who attain jhana are reborn, where the body is very fine. That's why it's called fine material existence. So some people like to be reborn there, especially some people who don't understand the Dhamma, but they have attained jhana. That is why some of those early Indians, they want to be reborn as Mahabrahma. This is craving for fine material existence. Second one is craving for immaterial existence, Arupa Raga. This craving to be reborn in the Arupa realm, formless realm. And then the third one is conceit, Mana. Still having that conceit. Conceit is like a self, still having that self. And then the fourth one is Udacha, restlessness. And the fifth one is Avijja, ignorance about the Dhamma, basically. So out of these 10 factors, if a person has attained the first path, he has not destroyed any of the factors. But in the suttas, we find that normally a person attains the first path by listening to the Dhamma. And after listening to the Dhamma and understanding the 4 noble truths, and usually he has attained the first path. And then the Buddha said, such a person is an Arya. And before he dies, that first path attained, Arya will have attained the first fruition, Sotapanna, before he dies, automatically. Some time or other before he dies, he must attain the first fruit. So when the person becomes a Sotapanna, he destroys the first 3 factors. Sakaya Ditti, the view of a body being, Vichikicha, skeptical doubt, and Silabhata Paramasa, clinging to rules and rituals, he will have destroyed. That is a Sotapanna. And then the Sakadagamin, the second fruit, Arya, he would have destroyed these first 3 as well as weakened sensual craving and weakened ill will, Vyapada. So these 2 are weakened for Sakadagami, second fruit Arya, which means since this sensual craving and ill will, Vyapada, they are 2 of the hindrances. If they are weakened, it means probably means that the Sakadagami has a certain degree of concentration. Not yet attained jhana, but he has a certain degree of concentration which enables him to weaken the sensual craving and ill will. But an Anagamin would have completely destroyed all these 5 lower factors. Anagamin, the third fruit, Arya, he would have destroyed Sakaya Ditti, view of a body being. He would have destroyed skeptical doubt, destroyed clinging to rules and rituals, destroyed sensual craving, and destroyed ill will. That is Anagamin, third fruit, Arya. And then the Arahant would have destroyed all the 10 factors, even those leading to the higher world, the Arahant has destroyed.